like a diamond. Alone, you cut my heart like that, just like that.
This is the latest Alfa Romeo Giulia Veloce. I have already tested a couple of Giulias and I love them all. But I say the more, the merrier, especially when it comes to Italian goods. So let's hop in and see what the new Giulia is all about.
Play games with my mind, always, all of the time.
So what do you think about the looks of this car? Because some say it's not exciting, it's a little bit boring. Is it? Really? Because to me, this is pure Italian class and elegance. But I do think color matters here especially. I've got the quadrifoglio in silver and I have to admit I wasn't very much in love with that color. But this, ladies and gentlemen, or the green or the black, I mean this is one hot Italian signorina. So let's look under the bonnet and talk numbers. This is a 2.2 liter turbo diesel, 4 cylinders. Depending on the country you live in, there are different petrol and diesel engine models available. This is the most powerful diesel engine available in Giulia. I must have done something right for Alfa Romeo. Clearly not good enough for quadrifoglio. Never mind, but it does pump 210 horsepower, 470 newton meters of torque. This is a Q4 model, which is Alfa's terminology for all-wheel drive. Now, for example, you don't get this exact model in the UK. The closest you're going to get is a 2.2 liter diesel, 190 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, should be a bit more fun, and that will cost you £39,000. Just to give you an idea, quadrifoglio will cost you 67,000. But for today, we must be satisfied with this beauty. So we'll begin by launching this thing, shall we? I know what you might be thinking. She has just lost her mind. She's going to be launching a 2-liter diesel. Well, my dearest, you have missed this party by quite some time. So let's put you into full stop. We are in a dynamic mode with a soft suspension setting, nice and comfortable. My bum is, that is. Foot on the throttle, on the brake. Let's warm it up a bit. 3,500 RPMs. And off we go. Come on, Alfa. Oh. And finally we got there. The sound? Well, it is what it is. It's a diesel. Is it rattly? Yeah, not really, actually. 0 to 100, 6.8 seconds. You do feel it's a diesel. You know it is a diesel, but in exchange, you get a fair bit of punch and energy. And the pronounced, irritating rattle can only be felt when you trot around town, bumper to bumper, during heavy traffic hours, because otherwise, it's fine. Even when you put your foot down, down, heavy right foot, yeah? It's not bad at all.
Whispering soft, alluring signs, wrapping you around my finger.
So if you want smoothness, softness and silkiness, you go for the Lexus. If you want sportiness and engagement, you go for Alfa Romeo or perhaps BMW, except for the front-wheel drive thingy they've built recently. Oh dear. Anyway, moving on. This is an all-wheel drive model, but it generally feels rear-driven. If you've told me just by driving in a neutral mode or dynamic mode this is a rear-wheel drive car, I would have believed you. Just shows you my competence. Oh dear. And then again, you never know what that Q4 badge for Italians really means. You only find out when the rain or snow drops on your head, don't you? Well, but in fairness, actually, if you put it to all-wheel drive, matters do settle down and the car becomes, well, rather ordinary. But at the same time, very practical, because sooner or later you're probably going to need the all-wheel drive system.
Save your breath, don't waste your words. I'm gone before the night is over. Don't lose your faith, keep it straight. I'm not.
Right, let's check the boot space. You've got plenty of room, actually. Fairly easy access, although you do have this small hump in here. You can carry plenty of clutter, and that's enough about the boot. Well, ladies Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to inspect the back space. I've adjusted both front seats for my height, which is 1.7 meters, 5.6, and I've got plenty of legroom, a very good headroom. What about the third person? Well, here it comes, the big hump. So unless you can put your legs over your head and keep it like that, you'll be just fine. Just put your mother-in-law here, she'll be more than happy. The seats here are just so lovely, very soft and lush. I like it. Well done, Alfa Romeo, well done. Which leaves Madam very, very happy. So Giulia is a car that is very engaging. You feel connected with both the car and the road. The steering is quick, it is precise, gentle turn, and this car does exactly what you tell it to do. The suspension is on the harder side, and you do feel bumps here and there, whether you're driving in all-wheel drive mode, neutral. When you pop it into dynamic mode, put the suspension setting on. Yeah, don't let this fool you, it's not that soft after all. It's still on the stiffer side, but it only becomes troublesome when you're driving at very low speeds on a very bumpy road, because otherwise it's more than okay. So the only difference between the new Giulia and the previous Giulia is actually the cabin, including the infotainment system. So let's spend a little bit of time here, shall we? So the previous Giulia, a lot of people were complaining, and I was a bit of a whinging cow myself. But in my defense, yes, it wasn't that great, was it? Well, the tables have turned, because this cabin puts a lot of Germans to shame, simply because it's just looking beautiful. I mean, finally. So I've got the black leather with black Alcantara, red stitching, carbon fiber pieces. Actually, I'm not sure if this is real carbon fiber or not. You tell me, but it looks pretty amazing. I did see the beige leather with wood trim on. That's beautiful, that's very elegant, this is very sporty. So you see, whatever your heart desires, Alfa Romeo gives it to you. Nice steering wheel, you've got the controls here, start stop button here, just like in a Ferrari. You've got aluminium paddle shifters, keep you nice and cool in the summertime. I like it. Traditional displays. Old school, I like it actually, because for example BMW is taking it to a very strange and cluttered place. It's just pushing it a bit too hard. This is very beautiful. Lovely seats, they look beautiful and they do their job when you decide to go just a little bit too fast around the corners. Now the quality of the materials, the finishing is stunning. I mean, finally Italian craftsmanship can be really seen, felt, smelled. Yeah, I sound like a broken record, like an advertisement, but I can't help it, can I? Okay, you still have this screen that's blended into the dash, and you see, Italians are showing that you can be pretty and practical at the same time. Remember what Mercedes used to do? I mean, that murder, plopping an iPad on the dash, that was awful. I mean, it did change, but this here is just, you know, it's synergy. The difference is, of course, the infotainment system itself. You also have the touch screen. Finally, the system itself, easy, straightforward. You can get your head around it very, very quickly. It is not complicated at all in terms of graphics. Yeah, you know, it's not amazing. It doesn't sort of take your breath away, but it's pretty good, and it's a massive improvement to what it used to be. And of course, you can plug in your Apple phone, your iPhone, your Android, you can run it like that if you don't like the system. But I don't mind it actually. It's not cluttered, it's not complicated, so well done. You of course operate it with your fingers. You can also operate it with the swivel if you don't like sticky fingers. But the screen here actually, it's not too glossy. It's got a bit of matte to it, which means it doesn't get as dirty as, for example, it does in an Audi. Oh dear. That is a one big mess after a while, so you have to just cleaning it anyway. Nice gear lever, red stitching. I mean, yeah, I mean, what can I say? They've done an amazing job. So Giulia is a very practical vehicle with lots of space, but at the same time, it feels very light. That's because it is. It weighs only 1,540 kilograms. Yes. Consequently, the handling here is superb. The car loves curvy roads. It is very nifty, and for this, I adore Giulia. Now let's talk about greed. Let's talk about the brakes and the gearbox. So a couple of years ago, I have tested a similar model, if not identical actually, and I did whinge quite a bit about the brakes being quite grabby and quite greedy. Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, yes, but same old story, unfortunately. The gearbox, well, it seems to have a mind of its own sometimes. I will change the gear, I will not. I will change the gear, I will not. Yeah, but no, but maybe. Oh, oops, yeah. But it's Italian, we must forgive it, mustn't we? Yes. But what has changed in these couple of years is my understanding and my awareness that you've got to pay attention when you're driving this car. I mean, this car can be quite relaxing, but not to the point, oh yeah, I will let this car drive me, oh yeah. No, not really. So when you buy this car, pay attention, otherwise it will irritate the out of you. Right, let's get cracking with practicality. So the visibility in this vehicle is very good. The rear window is big, you see everything there is to see. The panel here is on the thicker side, but it's still okay. And besides, do we really want to be seeing everything there is in this world? It has become a strange place, I reckon. Anyway, fuel economy. So Alfa Romeo is claiming 5.2 liters. Lies. Let's have a look at you. I'm averaging 7.7 liters, which is bugger all actually. Anyway, you see, in a nutshell, if you're looking for a car that's beautiful, that's sporty, with good fuel economy, lots of space, lots of practicality, you're looking for a family car that's not another sleepy SUV or a boring estate, well, this is your baby. This is the opposite of a sleepy sedan. It's a car with Italian blots that can be felt all the way through. And I really like it actually. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day, whatever that you're up to, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye.